So I'm just gonna say this, man. I know it's been a little minute, and I always talk about how it's not gonna be that long. I'm on my shit. But I tell you, man, when you a real nigga and when you really do this, you really spiritual, you really in this, man. It's not a game, dog. The universe be on one. So I'm just gonna say, yesterday, nigga, literally yesterday, I buried my father. We had to lay him down. So yeah, nigga. Uh, I got a comment that said, "I know life be lifing," and I'm like, "Yeah, nigga, you just don't know," And I'm like, "Yeah, nigga, put me in the game, coach." So here I am. You know what I'm saying? I actually did a video I got with my cousin. You know what I'm saying? That shit was hella inspiring. Dude, whoever the fuck commented, "I know life be lifing, but your videos are top tier. Don't forget about us." So I might go ahead and upload that shit. But I mean, it was just me trying to like get back in the game. And I mean, I love my cousin, I do. So I was also like trying to allow him to kind of do him. But I know I'm a nigga that's on one. So I personally didn't like the video. It just didn't kind of, feel like this, like what's getting ready to happen right now. So it should have happened in that video. But I might still go ahead and upload it. I don't give a fuck. As I told you day one, I'm a nigga that don't give a fuck. Um, we'll see. We'll see. But let's get to the money. Subtle power, all right? Man, let's just get to the business. Like I said, life has been lifing, and it will. I got a coworker. I'll say this too real quick. Cuban guy at work, man. He's been going through some things, and he was texting me and shit. And even though like I've been going through things, but he was texting me. He was late and whatever else. He couldn't get a hold of the big boss, so he texted me and was like, "Hey man, can you let the big boss know?" Man, I got you. But he's kind of telling me what was up, and he's kind of getting downhearted. And I'm like, "Yo, man, the devil works the hardest to keep the great ones down." So I mean, just know it's just about perspective. You feel me? Pops was a hell of a man. I ain't gonna get into it, nigga. Subtle power. This is what we here to talk about. Kinds of power. Let's finish this shit out so we can talk about all kind of shit, nigga. Kinds of power. Subtle power. Where you find the most hoes? Yeah, nigga. Talking about you niggas. Where you find the most hoes? Talk about me too. I got plenty of books right here, right next to me. All these shits. We gonna see how many we gonna get through. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Damn, 6 books right here. So, if I need to pull them out, I will. And I probably will, just to show you niggas what they are anyway. As you can see, man, I got books everywhere. There's books. There's a bookcase over there, books, boxes of books. I mean, I was just like, fuck it, man. I can't keep stacking shit, keep spending money. I'd rather spend money on books than keep buying bookcases, bookshelves, and shit. But again, man, hey, if you niggas want to help me out, I'm down. I'll put my cash app on there, man. Maybe I just start putting my cash app on there. Y'all can help me get a bookcase. Help me get more books. But let's roll through it, man. We here to finish this shit out. Subtle power. Where you find the most hoes. That ain't what it says in the book. That's what I'm saying. OZ the Wizard. Like, share, subscribe, but don't do none of that shit. Keep running, hiding from your boy. I really don't give a fuck. But we here to finish this shit out. Subtle power. It starts off like this. 20 years of feminist focus, and again, fair use, all of that good shit. We're just here to review and read and rock and roll through a little bit of this. I'll tell you my thoughts on it. So I got plenty of this shit highlighted. But 20 years of feminine focus on power has shifted many of the usual valences. That stopped the nigga in his tracks right then and there. Valences? It was like, what the fuck is a valence? And it's VALENCES. Never really came across that word before. So it was one that kind of got me, and I read a lot of fucking books, so I know a lot of words. And I'm like, what the fuck? Well, I've read a lot of fucking words. I'm like, what the fuck is a valence? So I had to Google it, and of course I did. And of course it was this, it was that, there's a couple different things, but I just kept going down the rabbit hole like, nah, it can't be that, it can't be that. For instance, it was like the length of a decorative, oh no, that's something else. Hold on. It says the combining power of an element, especially as measured by the number of hydrogen atoms. What the fuck? That can't be what we talking about. 20 years of feminine focus on power has shifted many of the usual valences. So it's one thing that's really cool about Google. Like I said, I go down a rabbit hole, but somebody asked the question, what is emotional valence in psychology? I wouldn't have known to ask that fucking question, so it's why you gotta, do your research. But I would have known to ask that shit, but I'm like, yeah, that's actually exactly what I fucking want to know. What is emotional valence, I guess, in psychology? Hold on. Okay, yeah. My son. So what is emotional valence in psychology? I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to know. Emotional valence describes the extent to which an emotion is positive or negative. Now, there's a couple other things for valence under here, but I just figured I would stop there. That was a good enough definition to satisfy what the fuck I needed to know and to keep moving. But this is the very first sentence of the chapter. And I took my little time to say all that right now because I've said it before, man. It's a hell of a thing to have these phones and whatnot now. I just remember in my younger days, years upon years ago, to have to run and go get a book to find some shit. Or again, hoping you got the actual Oxford Dictionary. You know what I'm saying? That's a big, thick-ass book, but hoping, if you actually have a dictionary to where you can figure out what the fuck these words mean, that was a treat in and of itself, like a fucking joy. But anyways, I'm just saying, now that you got the phone, you can figure this shit out, because a lot of these books, they speak this type of language, the usual valences. It didn't say the usual emotional valences. It just said the usual valences. So if you don't speak the language, if you ain't in the know, you wouldn't know what the fuck this nigga was talking about, just like I didn't. So be leery of that. Be leery of that. Every time you get these books and shit, anything that you get, man, you don't necessarily have to have a fucking dictionary with you nowadays, but keep your phone close by and whip that motherfucker out. Take your time. I don't care if it's an extra 30 seconds, whatever. I want to get through the rest of this shit, but that is a crucial fucking point to make, man. I feel like this is why the nigga said my videos are top tier, because I like to slide all them little bits of tidbits of, information, little jewels like that in there, man. Keep your fucking phone on you. Whip the fucking phone out. Google the definition. Don't just keep scrolling or keep moving, man. Get the definition. Figure out exactly what the fuck they are trying to say. I promise you, it matters. But alright, man, that's enough. I talk a lot of shit because I can back it up. Let's go. 20 years of feminine focus on power has shifted many of the usual emotional valences. It don't say that in the book, but emotional valences. And that says the extent to which something is good or bad. The extent to which an emotion, the emotional valence is the extent to which an emotion is positive or negative, whereas arousal refers to its intensity, i.e. the strength of the associated emotional state. The strength of the associated emotional state. So 20 years of feminine focused on power has shifted many of the usual valences. Today, subordination seems an outdated notion belonging to the domination of the males in a patriarchal civilization, as feminists argue. If we follow the feminist argument, then many of the ideas of power we have been describing, such as fearsomeness, tyranny, prestige, control, and of course exhibitionism, reflect a dead white male civilization and its mummified ideas of power. So the reason why I stopped on that valence part was the extent to which something is positive or negative, i.e. good or bad. We're talking about power. And again, because of the feminists, where you find the most hoes, because of this rise of the divine feminine, and it really is happening, nigga. But because of this great balancing of the energies, the masculine and the feminine, whatever the fuck you want to call it, there's so many things. But those who know, nigga, if you know, you know. But because of this shit and the divine feminine coming back around, it's playing out in so many different ways. But because of this shit, and again, I'm not necessarily against it. Don't get me wrong. I love pussy. We all know that. And I love all the women. I really do. All the women in my family and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say just all the women. I love women. I'm just saying, man, I'm trying to be nice about this shit. Trying to be nice about this shit. But yeah. You know what? Let me share this with you too. I said this to one of my niggas, man. I was talking to a young nigga a few years back, and it stuck with me. So I want to share this with you. But it was like, you know, as a man, to be on the hunt, because, you know, obviously we trying to get pussy from a female. So, you know, there's that. But for a man to be on the hunt, like any other prey, you got to know what if you're a good hunter, you know what it eats, you know how often it might eat, you know where it goes to the watering hole. Usually you start to know the habits, but you kind of know what the prey does, so you can predict certain things. It makes it easier to catch it, even what type of trap or what certain trap would be good for this type of prey. You see what I'm saying? So as a hunter, you get to knowing these things, but that does not mean you are the prey. You see what I'm saying? So understanding, showing empathy, being able to relate to a woman does not in no way, shape, form, or fashion mean that I am a woman. But a lot of niggas, a lot of people tend to have that mentality. They think like one and whatever else, so they adopt they take on that feminist, that feminine vibe, and start to apply it to their own ideas and morals and whatever else. And it's like, bro, we dudes. For example, it should be no problem for us as men. We should be able to step to that grass. You can impose whatever rules you want to, man. And as an honorable man, I give you that. You don't want to get hit in your mouth, I'm going to hit you in your mouth. But that don't mean I can't black your eye, I can't break your nose, nigga. If you don't want to get hit in the face, say you don't want to get hit in the face. That's entirely, you know, we got to get into semantics, nigga. That don't mean I can't hit you in your motherfucking temple or club your fucking ear or some shit. So if you don't want to get hit in the head, no headshots. There's no headshots. But, I mean, whatever, nigga. We step out here and fucking Greco wrestle or some shit, nigga. We can arm wrestle. We can whatever to establish the motherfucking pecking order. We men, bruh. You know, if you try to punch me, I'm going to try to punch you. It's what, like, squaring up is. It's like the honorable thing to do, nigga. So, anyways. I'm just saying, you know, that was just an example. But because of so much of the feminist movement and a lot of that shit, it's been frowned upon. It's like toxic masculinity. So, boys don't do what boys do anymore. You know, men will be men. No, it's not like that. It's like men will be women. Women will be men. We all know it. We all know it. It's kind of like the way of the world. I am not trying to talk too much shit. I don't want to make the video too long, and I don't want to get in too much trouble. But, I mean, you know, yeah, just look at a lot of the movies. Look at a lot of the movies. They are, especially with black, you know, African melanated people, shall I say. But with black people, it seems like a lot of that. You know, I'm quick to bring up the woman king. Show me a white equivalent to the woman king. Not like the queen, or this is the woman king, where they put the white girl, the white woman, or the European woman as a king. You know, not an exalted queen, a king. Just the name in itself, the woman king. Show me the movie title equivalent to the woman king with white people. Please do. And I will humbly stop using this as an example. But in that movie, they buck tradition and do what they want to do. And now she's just as hard as she's, you know, whatever. And in Black Panther, A movie that it was like, oh, you know, a whole bunch of African Americans are gonna go watch this movie. But in Black Panther, it's Africanized. Not even necessarily Africanized, you know, it is what it is. But what I'm trying to mean is like, you know, it's not African Americans. It's more like Africans, shall I say. But either way, you know, African Americans are gonna like relate to it. Again, subtle power is how they hit you. And all of this is examples of subtle power, by the way. But I mean, again, I'm just saying, man, the woman ended up, she's Black Panther. Show me the fucking cartoons. I say cartoons, the comics. Show me that shit in the comics, you know, and not some new shit, but the comics that was way out all them times ago, all in Black Panther comics, and then they turn around this very second movie, make it a woman. How many Thors did they have? I like to use this as a comparison. How many Thor movies? Thor this, Thor that, Thor this. You seen Thor being Thor like a motherfucker before you seen Thor being a woman or a woman Thor. And they didn't even let her just now all of a sudden there's no more Thor. There's the woman Thor. No more man Thor. It's the woman Thor. Nah, they didn't do that. They didn't do all that. Okay, they said, all right, look, we understand what's going on here. As the European, as the white man, whatever. We understand it. We get it. We know the same energy's going on here, but we're going to do our women a little different, you know what I'm saying? Y'all do y'all's like this, we're going to do it ours. They still, in a way, subjugate their woman. By, first of all, well, I mean, you'd have to watch the movie, but it's basically Thor, Love, and Thunder. But after like 298 Thor movies, they finally get one, and, you know, versus the 1.5 Black Panther movie that you get. But I'm just joking. My bad. Let me get back on task, man. Y'all know I've been smoking, I've been drinking, so excuse my language. But the point is, after all them damn Thor movies, you get Thor, Love, and Thunder. And in Love and Thunder, they basically allow the chick, if you ain't seen it, spoiler alert, but they basically, the chick that was in love with Thor, Thor fucks up his hammer. It's all broken up in all these pieces and whatnot. She somehow the pieces get melded back together and shit, and she wields that hammer versus him. He goes and gets him a whole axe type thing, but his old hammer she can now use, and she's basically got the powers of Thor. So she's a woman Thor that can use his hammer. So much like Black Panther, you know, in the second Black Panther movie, Wakanda Forever, it's now the woman who's who's in the traditional male figure as the superhero. You see what I'm saying? I mean, hell, how many Supermans did you get before you get the Superwoman episodes and this and that? I don't know. You know, I ain't with the old school shit. I ain't going all the way back to the old school. I'm just saying there was a shit ton of Superman movies before they did the Superwoman thing, and maybe it was Netflix or something, or some like TV show when they started doing Superwoman, but it was way later in life, nigga. You got a lot of Supermans. All right, but subtle power, and I'm taking all of this time because most of this chapter is kind of like picking that type of shit apart, but it matters so much, nigga. This is where you find the most hoes, the most. It's like, yo, okay, we got to look out for women and let's exalt our women, but we don't have to act like women. And we don't have to, or not even we don't have to act like women. I brought up the movie in the video I said about my cousin that me and this nigga did when I was trying to get back in the groove of doing this shit again. And he was trying to help me, so I do that. Man, I love this nigga, man. He was trying to help me. That's why we was like, all right, bro, all right, we'll do something. And we'll actually roll the camera and just see what the fuck happens. But the shit we was sitting on was sliding and this and that, and it's like we kept getting lower and lower, and we was bumping camera doing it. It was chaotic to say the least, but he got me back in the zone, nigga, and we started doing shit, you know what I'm saying? Man, it was a beast watching him drop. Anyways, I'm gonna get into Pops, man. I'll talk about that in another video after this. But point is, yeah, man, this feminist shit. Oh. Now I'm getting calls. Hold on, man. Damn. See what I'm saying? Everything try to stop you, try to block you from doing shit. I hear you, bro. I'm gonna get at you here in a second. But I know what that call was for. But point is it's like, yeah, man, like I said, this is where you find the most hoes. A lot of these niggas develop the same mentality as women, and it's like it's cool, but a lot of the shit that women did and it's not. It's like frowned upon. I don't know how to explain it. We're gonna read into it. We're gonna read into it. We're gonna read into it. But it's like just the whole aspect of being feminine is kind of like frowned upon. You know what I'm saying? Here's an example. Here's an example. Let me give you an example. So I might be losing you a little bit. Let me give you an example. Right? When I first met my old lady, and look, I'm so used to being at work and being around niggas. Now I'm like, my old lady, nigga, my baby mama. I am not married. That is not my bitch. But you know, it's like politically correct. You know what I mean? When you're in certain crowds, running certain circles, it's like I'll just say my old lady. I don't never really say my wife. That never happens. But I'll say my old lady. You know what I'm saying? My lady, my woman, my girlie, or this or that. Niggas know. But anyway, so I'm just saying, man. Trying to be politically correct. But long time ago, me and her had a conversation and shit. And it was like, you know, it's one thing, again, this is just in the adult conversation, be prepared, right? We're all adults here. But it was like, you know, sucking dick doesn't make you a hoe or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean you've been super sexually active just because you suck dick. You see what I'm saying? That's not like hoe shit. It ain't this, that, and third or whatever else. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of the sexual acts. Nigga, I lick pussy. So, you know, I mean, only women have vaginas, bitch. It's, you know, so. But you get my point here. It's like an adult thing. I always took it as like this is like when you start, you know, you do childish shit, you know, it's childish shit. We adults here now, you know. But I guess what I'm trying to use as an example for her, there was certain sexual acts that she looked at like that's hoe shit. That's something that freaks do, or you know, whatever the fuck, you know. She's a classy broad, shall I say? So it's like, shut up, bend over and get smashed, nigga. There are moments where this is what happens, nigga. It ain't always making love and missionary and however and whatever, bitch. You just met a monster and I'm gonna thrash you. So if ain't no nigga ever thrashed you before, it does not make you a hoe because you are now getting thrashed, okay? You ain't gotta tell nobody. You ain't gotta tell nobody. Ain't nobody supposed to know. Again, adults. You ain't really supposed to kiss and tell. But that was years ago. But that's my example. You see what I'm saying? It was even like, I guess, amongst women, they frown upon other women for doing certain shit. And it's like, nah. It ain't just like Jocelyn and them and whatnot. Bitch, you can put on some lingerie and be feminine. This is subtle power. You see what I'm saying? Like, again, subtle power. Perfect example, nigga. I can take my shirt off right now and it wouldn't be no issue. You can see my nipples wouldn't be no problem. Me and baby mama used to go through this type of shit too. But if you take off your shirt and I see your nipples and my dick gets hard, brain is going into a whole nother consciousness, nigga. This is getting ready to be a whole nother, something else is gonna happen. You see what I'm saying? I can pull my dick out. I don't think penises, dick necessarily just for most women, let's say majority of women, I don't think it just arouses them and suddenly it's like this or like that, or they like, you know, they mind goes into that place. You know what I mean? It don't happen like that. But damn near any woman expose her vagina, I'm telling you, men will evaluate that motherfucker. Start looking at the rest of the woman. Is she fuckable? Is it worth fucking? Is it whatever else? But they gonna want to see that vagina. Probably damn near any woman. I don't give a fuck if it's the bitch hobbling down the street. There's some nigga that's wondering, like, I wonder what her pussy look like. You know? Is that motherfucker super hairy? Is somebody shaving that shit for her? Has the pussy ever been used? Pussy like that, was it? I'm just saying, man, I'm in. Men are men. But subtle power, you know what I'm saying? I hope you get the point here, man. I'm just trying to have a little fun, keep it lighthearted. But yeah, man, any woman exposed that pussy. I say this too, man. A lot of times, nigga. The ugliest man will die a virgin. That all that is possible. Niggas ain't even got to necessarily be ugly, but there are plenty of men, like Kevin Samuel said, who die virgins. But the ugliest woman in the world can step outside, expose that pussy. Some nigga will jump in it. The ugliest woman in the world is not a virgin, and she might have 2 or 3 baby daddies. Now again, this might be an exaggeration, but usually when I say that, niggas can think back to any situation, especially school days, where yeah, some niggas hitting that ugly bitch, somebody smashing on that fat girl. It is happening. It is possible. It does happen. And that was mainly used in context back in the day because it was like, nigga, get over it. See, I'm a nigga that choose to, you know what I'm saying, knock down 8, 9s, and dimes, bruh. So whatever I find, she gonna be cold. So some niggas gonna be in line to run her just like I did. That's just all it is to it, nigga. So even when you got a ugly broad or anything less than that, again, over here, 8, 9s, and dimes, homie, whatever you got, trust me, somebody, whatever you see in the broad, somebody else is gonna see that in the bitch. See, it strokes my ego. I got an ego. You know what I'm saying? If ain't no nigga trying to fuck you, bitch, go on somewhere. You obviously you ain't good enough to me. They ain't want to fuck you as bad as I want to fuck you. You might want to reevaluate what the fuck you got going on. You know, hey, like Cat Williams said, you should be trying to get more haters and more haters and more haters. If I was a female, I'm just saying, subtle power. Some chicks, and that's kind of why they hate on each other in my mind. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not a female, so this is the male perspective. Females, feel free to comment. But I think that's why a lot of chicks hate on other chicks because of the subtle power, you know what I'm saying, that some women just naturally have versus other women who have to work at it and really, you know what I'm saying, like try to get at it. Same thing with some of these niggas, man. Like, me and my cousin was talking, had this conversation. Some of us never had problems. I've never had issues getting pussy. And I mean, I should just say women, you know what I mean, in general. But at the end of the day, some niggas can get women and get friend zoned. They will not get the pussy. I, personally, I've never had that issue. I've had girls that I've barely dated call me exes and say this or that and whatever else, you know what I'm saying? I've had actual exes, you know what I'm saying, years later still be like, hey, man, I mean, you know, it might not be like this or like that, but nigga, if we was gonna smash, we'd be gonna smash. I'm just saying, some of us don't have that problem, and other women don't have that problem. So when you live in the land of the beautiful people, nigga, where everywhere you go, niggas is cold. Everybody on the scene is clean. Well, then it's just gonna have to be certain shit. Then you have to. This is when it's like you got to know your type. You see what I'm saying? Shit starts to get more involved, so to speak. But subtle power, like I said, that's just one of my little minor theories. I think it's why a lot of motherfuckers get hated on, because whether you like it or not, I mean, it could just be the curvature that you did, because I got fucking big ass neck and you don't, nigga. I do not know it. Again, nigga, I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I got cuts, bitch. Anyways, but it's subtle power. Certain shit, it just affects other people, and you don't really have to. Well, there's power in it, and they may not know what's going on, but that subtle power, I think that's why a lot of motherfuckers just get hated on. You know, again, the beautiful people. You don't have to like something like dumb blondes or whatever else. You can be stupid and it still happens. Motherfuckers, just because you're one of the beautiful people, you'll get taken care of in life. Shit happens for you. It's just true. But that's subtle power, because people want to fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Subtle power. The big nigga people want to use you. People, you know what I'm saying? You tall and you this or you that. You look imposing. You know what I'm saying? You have that fear factor, that subtle power. You know what I mean? But let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Agency itself, which agency is, you know, how you use shit. Oh, no. My bad. Let me step back a little bit. Moreover, all right? So if we follow the feminist argument, then many of the ideas of power we've been describing, such as fearsomeness, tyranny, prestige, control, and, of course, exhibitionism. So, again, the way you, excuse me for that, but the way you think about power has been skewered. You see what I'm saying? The way you think about power has been altered because of this whole feminist like movement type shit. It's been altered, so you come to look at it like it's been misused and abused. So fearsomeness. One example I'd used about fearsomeness, my mom kind of got on me about my nephew, and I was like, she's like, but you look like you're gonna. Well, I would rather him have the fear of God when it comes to dealing with me, and I don't have to put my hands on him, than I actually have to punch that little nigga in his chest. As long as he's afraid, we cool. As long as he's scared, we good. What's up, son?
Can I TV in the refrigerator?
Sure. If it's just a little bit left, you can have the rest of it.
Okay.
All right. I love you, man. Life be lifing. I do this. I do this, man. This is dad. I could have locked the door. And hey, man, I'm doing a video. I could have announced all that, whatever else. Man, look, they take precedence. Subtle power. I don't give a fuck what I'm doing, man. It's never, yeah. I'm never too busy. I accept hugs. Hugs. Hey, anyway, man. Subtle power. I'm just saying, man, the way we look at fearsomeness, tyranny, prestige, control, like I said, I'd rather that motherfucker be afraid. It is what it is. One of the things me and my cousin kind of, we kind of, bumped heads about was, he was like, we as a people needed this and we as a people needed that, like just, you understand versus understand. And it's something he was talking about. I mean, again, I might post the videos, you can see it, but it was something that's going on or whatever. And I was like, that's what's up. That's what's up. I let him talk his whole spiel and whatnot. I'm like, okay, now me, you know what I mean? Just want y'all to know, y'all know me by now. Me, I give a fuck about the individual. It's about you. You know what I'm saying? We as a people, that's cool and all, but we as a people, I think we are in The Walking Dead. We as a people would be like 15 out of every 150,000. No joke. And ain't no accidents or coincidences. That's probably a fair assumption. 15 people out of every 150,000 people, it would probably be the people that I would be talking about. And I'm not saying like, advanced classes are that fucking small, but I am saying like, nigga, the advanced classes are small. There's only but so many people who actually get this shit, who can actually understand this shit. I don't feel no kind of way by not being a nigga with 100,000 subscribers, 300 million niggas watching me in a year. I don't feel no kind of way. But I'm not trying to take an arrogant stance on it either. You know what I'm saying? I would love to have 100,000 subscribers. Don't get me wrong. But again, just subtle power. Let's get back on track here. Motherfuckers have come to look at these things like they're in a bad way. Yes, some people have abused these powers and whatnot, but even just because of the whole feminine focus on power, feminist focused on power, a lot of this shit has changed. But moreover, these ideas of power, how the ideas of power have changed, blind the eye to more subtle kinds of power that function each day to support our getting and doing, our effective agency. That's what I want to say about agency. By agency, we mean the ability to get and do. You know what I'm saying? Just the agency. You see what I'm saying? Say you want to eat a bowl of cereal. The agency would be the spoon to the mouth. I don't even know if that's a good example. You know what? I'm gonna fire this black up. I don't know if that's a good example, but agency is the ability of getting and doing. way you use the power. You know, agency itself has become restricted in our civilization to a narrow, vigorous sort of agency modeled on myths of the hero. So how you use power, how power is used, right? As a nation, our nation anxiously obsesses over competitive productivity as we aim to become more lean and more mean. Competitive productivity. You know what I'm saying? I work for a soda company. Let's just say the two biggest soda companies are Pepsi and Coke. I may or may not work for one of them. I guess it's the best way I should put it, I suppose. Nigga, y'all seen my gear. If you watch some of my videos, you know who the fuck I work for. But point is, man, my normal 9 to 5 is for a soda company. I have said several times, look, as me as the leader, I try to understand where they come from as an operator. I'm an operator too. So it's like, look, I'm an operator as well. So it's like, hey man, look, as an operator, this is nobody's dream job. They don't come through the door like, nigga, I want to sell as much soda as I can. I want to put this company on the map. I want to be the biggest. Pepsi ain't the biggest yet. I want to put Pepsi as big as it could be. Coke still think they talking shit. I want Pepsi to absolutely trump Coke. I want this and that to have. I don't want nothing to have. Nigga, nobody's coming in the door like that. They just trying to get $1. Yo, it's a check. They pay how much? Cool. Hey, how can you get more money if you do that? What machines are for? What job you got? How much you get? Man, how you get that job? This what niggas is doing. They coming in the door like that. This ain't they dream job. Not for the normal 9 to 5 dude. Nah, I'm just here to collect a check. Which again, subtle power. You imagine the effect that has on a nigga? Every day, for years, you're going to work to collect a check. Not your dream job for at least 8 hours a day. You're not doing some shit you would really love to do. It has an effect psychologically. But anyways, let me get back on track here, man, because we got some shit to get through. Our nation anxiously obsesses over competitive productivity. Our ideas of power have been shaped to conform with this dominating anxiety. Power must be productive, and productivity must be heroic. Power must be productive, and productivity must be heroic. So that's what I mean by the subtle powers that women have. You know, again, you know, they could take their shirt off and whatever else, and it's boom. It's like if you ain't doing something with it, or when you actually start doing something with it, so to speak, like as a woman, if you got your body on display, or you know, you just reveling in your beauty because of that subtle power that just inadvertently happens. Like me and my oldest sister, she's several years older than me, and I'm the little brother, so we haven't had many adult conversations. We haven't talked much throughout the years. She's the oldest, and she's first, and she's like 7 years older than me. So she had like whole family and this and that, nigga, when I'm just now graduating high school. So she was doing shit. So she's like, it's weird talking, you know, it's kind of awkward having certain conversations with my little brother. Hey man, yeah, well, fuck that. Just gotta get over it. But the point is, I poked her. My example, I was just a push. You know what I'm saying? Not like a push or whatever, but a pressure. Put your finger on her, and I just applied a little. There you go. You see, like from that to that. Boom. See that little pressure? Just pressure, and hold it there. And I'll fast forward through the example. I did that a couple times, and she was like, "You see what I mean?" She's like, "Okay, I don't understand." I'm like, "No, I'm just, you know, but you feel the pressure though, right?" I put over here. You feel that pressure? Yeah, and I push your leg. You feel that pressure? She's like, yeah. It's not like it's not debilitating. It's not hurting. It doesn't, you know, but it's pressure, unwanted pressure, right? And you didn't ask for it. It just happened, and now it's unwanted pressure, pushing against your skin. I'm trying to use an example. Just pressure. No matter where you move, no matter how you, whatever you do, that pressure is there. That's what it feels like to have a hard dick. I didn't ask for this. Bitch took her shirt off. She got buns hanging out. There's a lot of cakes. I didn't ask for this. The dick get hard, it get hard. But you know what? I don't want to happen. I ever get to the age of the state to where it don't get hard. Erectile dysfunction is real to men, and we do not like that shit. So as long as my dick is getting hard, what you talking about? Huh? See, I tell a lot of men, your problem is you wasn't thinking with the right head. That's why you have so many issues with your woman. And the subtle power, the very last power that incorporates all the other power, is not as respected as it should be. The feminine notions of power and this and that. You see what I'm saying? It's the feminine focused on the tyranny and the oppressive tyranny and the fearsomeness, all the shit that's kind of natural to men. Because they've been focused on that, a big nigga, 6'4", 250, 300-pound nigga is naturally fearsome. That's an imposing figure of a nigga. You see what I'm saying? It's naturally fearsome. I'm not I'm not afraid of a nigga that size, but just speaking for most people, tyranny, prestige, control, and of course exhibitionism. Even sort of like, some motherfuckers get jealous again, the feminine notion of this or that and whatnot. Now, I be outside, I take my shirt off as much as possible just because I'm a man and we can fucking do that shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I show my shit. I'm a man. But anyways, some motherfuckers be like, damn, bro, you get your shirt off. Nigga, shut up. Who cares? I don't care. Now, I actually am kind of tight, I look a little good, but dude, I wouldn't give a fuck if I was flabby, nigga. Do your man thing, nigga. Be a man. But my point is, them thoughts, that shit that's natural to men is frowned upon, so to speak, or now it's regulated to high heaven, to high hell, but it's regulated like a motherfucker versus, shit that women do, it ain't respected. My point is this, right? Like, even in my own self, I'm speaking from experience. I've noticed the woman that I kept around, that stuck around me the longest, has absolutely no problem getting my dick hard. None. But it should be respected. You see what I'm saying? Like, and there's, you attracted to what you attracted to. You see what I'm saying? The body's gonna want what it wants. I just feel like I said, that's the type of shit that should be respected, but it's been frowned upon so much, like, to where even women start to look at other women like, that's hoe shit. That's just, you should even. Blah, blah, blah. But nowadays, as you see, back to like I was saying about the land of the beautiful people. My bad if I'm all over the place, but this is what we do, man. We rocking. OZ the Wizard. But like I said about the land of the beautiful people. Nowadays, again, another example me and my cousin was having, because he was like, man, I think I completely. Well, I don't want to get into all of that, but basically, it was just issues of like infidelity, shall I say, or cheating, or whatever you want to call it. But it was like, man, adulterous. But it was just like, I think he was, his girlie just, I guess, don't trust him, or whatever you want to call it. And it was like, look, man, that's kind of, that's a personal issue. But again, when you live in the land of beautiful people, it was like, bruh, if you got to, here's the thing, right? And I'm going to do both sides, both male and female, right? But because that's what we're talking about. If your chick is just attracted to men who have money and power, then if you're a man who runs in those circles, let's just say you and all your partners have money and power, then she can be easily swayed by any man with money or power. You see what I'm saying? It's not like it's exclusively you. You see what I mean? And vice versa. Me and my baby mama had the same conversation as well. Well, look, man, if you and all your girls are fine, she was watching, who gives a fuck? Let's just say it was the baddies or something or whatever. But it was like, notice how. Nah, definitely wasn't the baddies. It was some shit she was watching though. Maybe I'd have been loving hip hop, Real Housewives or something. But I'm like, look, nowadays they all got bodies, they all got buns, they all got titties, they all got bodies, they all got faces. A lot of the faces look the same. They all got lips. But you know what I'm saying? They're all beautiful women. They're all pretty women, or they're all built. They're all, literally built nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So what would sway a nigga from this or that or that or this? What makes any of them any different when everybody's beautiful people now? What makes them any different? You have to start to actually figure out your type. Is it 5'5"? Do you like tall women? Do you like short women? Do you like this? You like that? You like what? And somebody's going to be excluded. There are no participation awards, nigga. Somebody has to come in first. You have to start calling a spade a spade. That's otherwise a subtle power. Again, man, look. Let me put this shit down. Because I said this to my cousin. It's part of the reason why I'm like, I'm not big on the whole weed, this, that, whatever, but it's literally in here. Let me see if I can find it in the, what's it called? Social influence. This is the study of how people are influenced by their interactions together. Coercive brainwashing. The worst part of coercive brainwashing is that it lacks grace, but you will learn some creative ways that mind control has been used when the subjects are incarcerated or in situations of duress. Man. But what the thing was, social mind control. Hold on. I just seen group action. Unifying the group through group action. Speaking to the group mind. For someone speaking to a group, it is impractical to think in terms of controlling every individual within the group. There are simply too many minds there to deal with to effectively influence every one of them. In theory, however, there is a synergy created by all those minds coming together in the same place. It is called the group mind. The goal of any public speaker is to use all their tools to direct the group mind. Nigga, what? Yeah. Elicitation for groups. Eliciting emotions and mental states from a group is different from working with individuals. The group itself does not have a way of communicating a pre-existing group emotional state. So instead, the emotional state is suggested and the individuals in the group are asked to model the emotional state. As an example, let's take the emotion of wanton desire and anticipation. The speaker will begin to describe the emotional state. We've all had the feeling of wanting something. That feeling of when you think of what you want, like a brand new car, some good food, you just gotta have it. And the longer you wait, the more you want it. And then there comes a time when you realize you're gonna get it. And then there's this wonderful, eager feeling of anticipation. Like when you're on the start of a roller coaster and it's going up, building more and more. Do you remember that feeling? Now let's talk about what makes something interesting. Everyone knows what it's like to have something that is so interesting, something so compelling you can't turn away and you lock in like it's right in front of you, and it takes up all your field of vision, and it's compelling and all you want to know is more. That's the interest I want you to remember. When the speaker delivers this with energy, i.e. enthusiasm, like I was just, showing you, acting, it will have an impact on the group mind and impart a percentage of that emotion. So you see what I mean? And then there's linking emotions to the speaker example. To really get the most from this training, we're going to discuss trust and how it affects each of us. Take a moment to close your eyes and remember a time when you lost trust. See what I mean? You gotta read this motherfucking book, Mind Control 101. So when people start doing shit, it instantly triggers shit in your awareness in the pimping. Hold on, man. I see what you trying to do here. You trying to trigger an emotional state to get me to start feeling like this. Eat a dick. Eat it. I'm not doing it. It's not gonna happen. Nah. Or at least you know, hey, I see what's happening here. You're face to face with greatness and it's strange. I'm just playing. All right, man, it's enough. That's enough. But you get the point, man. This shit is real. But social mob control, what everybody's doing, a lot of people will do. The Walking Dead. One of the examples it used was like if there's 3 people staring up, just looking up, and you could try it. Stop somewhere in the middle of somewhere and just look up. And you'll notice just the fact that you're looking up, people will either walk by you and stop and be like, what's up there? You good, bro? They might even ask you if you good, but they'll still look to see if they can see what you see. Hey, you good? Hey, bro, you all right? Fuck are you staring at? But they'll do that just because you're staring up. So again, subtle power, how it all ties right back into subtle power. Hey, man. Look, you got to recognize when you doing shit just because other people are doing shit. I had a conversation with my baby mama earlier today. And again, she lets me bounce a lot of ideas. She'll listen. So I can bounce the ideas off of her. And when it comes back to me, I'm thinking something totally different about it. But point is, I was, kind of shitty about something. And I was like, hey, man, but, I don't know if it's just me being shitty or if it's because I've had conversations with this person, that person, and they were shitty. So, it just kind of has me thinking in a shitty way. And it's the first time I've seen the person that they were shitty about since then. So I'm not particularly, I know if it was me, I would be shitty about this and that and whatever. So I'm not really shitty about that. And because this, that, whatever ain't really happened, it can't be me. Okay, cool. I'm glad I just reasoned that out. Thank you. And she ain't say shit, just looking at it. But I'm like, I just had to, make sure, But it would have, in my own head, that entire trail of thought would have been like on one. But subtle power, because I know through reading the book, The Secret Intelligence of Plants, and this or that, just another, book reference I ain't got on me. It's not even one of these books over here, but I know, again, your biomagnetic field, your aura, just being around motherfuckers. Again, the wisdom of psychopaths, fear, smell that shit. So just being around motherfuckers, like, get that shit out of my system yet. Have you ever, like, I'm a smoker, right? You can blow smoke out, but then it's like if you push from your diaphragm, a little bit, some more smoke comes out, and it's like, damn, where'd that come from? I'm just saying, man, you can still have some shit in your system and not know it. And that's what I was checking myself on with baby mom. I'm like, hold on, man, do I still got some of their shit in my system? As an empath, you got to shake off everybody else's fucking emotions. They want to bring you emotions, and you just feel, you know what I'm saying? So as this type of shit, sometimes it's like, and make sure that ain't me feeling, I got to sniff the motherfucking coffee before you go back in there and keep smelling candles and shit, right? That's why they got the coffee right there. Sniff the coffee and reset. So you back to your shit, So shit smells how it's supposed to smell. Reset, your own fucking energy. You know what? It's been an hour. We gonna part 1 that shit. Come back with part 2. Well, look, and I've still been on the first fucking page, talking all kinds of shit, man. I appreciate y'all getting me back in the game. And because that was just the first page, we had to talk about where the most hoes come from, because that's the mentality of like society nowadays. Like I said, that subtle power is frowned upon, and now it's starting to get it's starting to gain more energy and start to be more and more attractive. I mean, again, chicks is out there getting BBLs and whatever else. Hey, you too can be a beautiful person and whatever else. The problem is, it ain't just the women. If you ask me, like I said, and me and my cousin say, man, said about other video, I might just go ahead and post that shit. I might just go ahead and post it. I'm gonna post this one first, and then I might post that. But like I said, nigga, you lose money chasing bitches. You never lose bitches chasing money, and niggas is bitches too, aka them friends. You could just say you lose friends chasing money. I mean, you lose money chasing friends. My bad. You lose money chasing friends. You never lose friends chasing money. They come out the woodworks. Nigga, they come from here, there, and everywhere. I am hitting the blunt now. But it's a lot of that feminine focus, man. You'll start to notice a lot of that. Just because, you got to chase them down. I got 3 big sisters, so I watch them. And me being the youngest and growing up, it was like, even the whole, who am I? I'm the only boy. So I would actually make it a point to not do the shit they do. At all. Nigga, don't tickle me. I don't find shit funny. I don't like, bitch, I'll fight you. Nigga, tickle me, I'll punch you in the motherfucking face. Nigga. Man, do man shit with me. Don't do girl shit with me. I'm boy. I got something swinging over here, nigga. A big ass Audi, bitch. OZ the Wizard, nigga, I ain't want to take up too much of your time, man. I appreciate all the fucking comments. And yo, if you lasted this long, I'm just going to say this, until I get the balls or I really find the time and, sit down and go live, because that type of shit I don't want to be interrupted for. So I can actually, give y'all the attention and shit. But point is, until we start going live and shit, man, especially while I'm not a big nigga, I only got a little over maybe 1,000, approaching 1.5. I got 1.4 subscribers, nigga. I'm not a big nigga, man. Comment. I mean, if you notice, I comment back. I talk back. We can rap about whatever. I will say something back. But, man, shoot them comments out, bro. That I do greatly fucking appreciate. Other than that, it's all good. The views is going to show. Damn. Yeah, nigga. Time for a shot. Cure the common cottonmouth. All right, man. Holla at your boy.